Stay tuned as we delve into the realms of the past and walk in the footsteps of the greats and present-day geniuses. Let's begin with today's great mind. Trapped, bleeding, and alone in the wilderness, with bones shattered and death seemingly inevitable, most would have surrendered, but not Hugh Glass. His story is one of the most astonishing survival tales in American history, a tale of vengeance, grit, and the indomitable human spirit. Join us as we unravel the life of Hugh Glass, from his early years to the legendary encounter that defined him. This is the story of a man who clawed his way back from death's door, refusing to be buried by fate. Chapter 1. Early Life and Origins. Hugh Glass was born around 1783 in Pennsylvania, into a world of untamed frontiers and dangerous opportunities. Little is known about his early life, but what is certain is his fascination with the wilderness. Inspired by stories of exploration and the lucrative fur trade, Glass ventured westward, seeking fortune and adventure. By the early 19th century, Glass had become a skilled frontiersman and trapper, navigating territories controlled by Native American tribes and hostile environments. His expertise with firearms and knowledge of survival were unmatched, skills that would soon be tested in the most brutal of ways. Chapter 2. The Pirates and the Escape. One of the most fascinating but lesser-known chapters of Glass's life was his encounter with pirates. In the early 1800s, Glass was captured by notorious pirate Jean Lafitte while sailing along the Gulf of Mexico. Forced to join the pirates or face death, Glass had no choice but to comply. After months of captivity, he escaped by plunging into the sea and swimming miles to safety, a feat that would foreshadow his incredible will to survive. Glass then spent time among the Pawnee tribe, where he earned their respect and adopted parts of their culture, sharpening his survival instincts even further. Chapter 3. The Legendary Expedition of 1823. In 1823, Hugh Glass joined an expedition led by General William Henry Ashley, venturing deep into the uncharted Missouri River basin to hunt and trade furs. It was during this expedition that Glass would face the ordeal that transformed him into a legend. While scouting alone, Glass surprised a grizzly bear and her two cubs. The bear attacked with ferocious speed, tearing into his flesh and leaving him with a broken leg, punctured throat, and exposed ribs. Despite managing to kill the bear with the help of his companions, Glass was left barely alive. Believing his wounds to be fatal, the expedition leader offered a reward for 2 volunteers to stay and give him a proper burial. John Fitzgerald and Jim Bridger, 2 of his companions, agreed. But after a few days, fearing hostile Arikara attacks, they abandoned Glass, taking his rifle, knife, and supplies, and left him for dead. Chapter 4. The Unimaginable Journey, 200 Miles to Survival. What happened next defies belief. Driven by a burning desire for revenge, Hugh Glass refused to die. With his wounds festering and maggots crawling in his flesh, he began to crawl. Yes, crawl over 200 miles to safety. Glass set his broken leg by himself, used maggots to clean his wounds, and survived on berries, roots, and even raw bison meat. His knowledge of the land was unparalleled, allowing him to avoid hostile tribes and navigate treacherous terrains. For 6 weeks, he crawled, hobbled, and limped through what is now South Dakota and Nebraska, refusing to surrender to the darkness that clawed at his mind. One of the most chilling aspects of his survival was his encounter with a pack of wolves devouring a buffalo calf. Starving and weaponless, Glass waited until the wolves were done, then dragged himself to the carcass, eating the raw meat with bloodied hands, proof that survival is won not by strength, but by the sheer will to live. Chapter 5. The Confrontation and Forgiveness. Months later, emaciated and unrecognizable, Glass limped into Fort Kiowa. Fueled by revenge, he tracked down John Fitzgerald and Jim Bridger, the men who had betrayed him. Bridger, only a teenager at the time, begged for his life. Seeing the fear in the young man's eyes, Glass spared him. When he finally found Fitzgerald, now protected by the US Army, Glass was faced with a choice: kill him and be executed, or let go of his hatred. In the end, he chose to live. His decision to forgive became just as legendary as his survival, a testament to the strength of the human spirit. Chapter 6. Legacy and Death. Hugh Glass continued to trap and trade in the wilderness until his death in 1833, reportedly killed by the Arikara tribe during an expedition. While his life was cut short, his legacy as one of the toughest frontiersmen to ever walk the American wilderness was immortalized in books, ballads, and films, most notably in the Oscar-winning film The Revenant. His story is more than a tale of survival. It's a story of defiance, resilience, and the unbreakable will to live. As long as legends of the American frontier are told, the name Hugh Glass will endure. Proof that even in the darkest of moments, the human spirit can refuse to die. Thanks for watching. If you were inspired by the legend of Hugh Glass, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more incredible tales of survival and courage. Until next time, stay strong.